1987.
So while 1987 was the year, December 1987, I was born in this small district called Bareilly in Uttar Pradesh, which is like 4 or 5 hours away from Lucknow and Delhi. So well, small town Desi boy, here it is. And then something happened amazing in 1994.
I was born in 1994 Feb. So I was born in northeast part or region of India. There's a state called Assam, and it is beautiful. It is full of greenery. It has so many tea gardens. So I was born in one of them. And there's a small town called Tinsukia. I was born in that town, and I think the name of the hospital was Longsoul Hospital. Yeah. I think that was it. Yeah. So let's fast forward to 2012 and let's see what happened that year.
Well, 2012 was the year when I was packing up my bags and traveling to United States to start my master's in information systems. And at the same time,
I was moving to New Delhi. For my studies, I was gonna do interior designing in New Delhi, and it was a 3-year course, so I was like super excited because I'm gonna be independent, going to a new place, staying with new people. So it was just beautiful and amazing, the entire journey. Yeah.
So while we both were starting the new chapters in our life, something happened in mid-2014 that actually triggered the whole thing. So you remember that conversation?
Yeah. So what the conversation was, actually my mama were visiting from Abu Dhabi. They came to India, and they have a house in Greater Noida, so they came to visit everybody. And my grandparents, they always come to New Delhi whenever mama and they all come. So I was also in New Delhi. I was like, why not, let's go visit. And my brother was also there. So it was like a full house thing. We all were there. And my grandmother, who I call Nani, is super funny. And she's very joyful kind of person. So she was talking to my brother, and she was saying in Hindi कि और नितिश तुम्हारी कब शादी करनी है, तुम्हारे लड़की वड़की ढूंढे कि नहीं, or if you have somebody in mind, let us know, kind of thing. So I jumped in, like I was just joking with her, and I jumped in and I said, नानी भैया का छोड़िए, आप मेरे लड़के देखिए. And my God, from that moment, she started looking for me, guys. And she told my mom, she called up my mom, and she said, you know, Tanya wants to get married. And I was like, nahi, mujhe nahi shaadi karni. I don't want to get married. I was just kidding. I was just joking. But at the back of her head, she had this thing that she wanted to look for me, boys and all that stuff. So that is how this entire thing started. So now let's move on to 2015, when we got scammed. It is a very big scam. So let me tell you what happened. So there's a website called I should say there was a website called hardik.com. So my mom, one day she got a call from hardik.com saying that if you make a profile in our website, we are going to give you profiles like good boys, nice profiles and all that stuff. And my mom was like, oh wow, that is something interesting kind of thing. And they told her that if you pay the this much amount of money, and then we'll provide you with full details, like you'll get the pictures, where they work, the phone number, all that stuff. So my mom was like, okay fine. The next day she went to the bank, and she deposited the money and everything. And when she came home and she was trying to call back in the same number from where she was getting the calls, nobody's picking up. I mean, the WhatsApp picture has been deleted. They are not picking up anymore. She had 2 numbers and nobody was picking up. They just like kind of vanished after taking the money. And then she realized that there is nothing called hardik.com. It was just a scam and all that stuff. And the next day she called me saying, you know, this is what happened. And when I googled, I was just searching. She told me that all these things happened. So I just thought, why not just check it out? So I just googled about hardik.com. And there were so many people who wrote about that. It's just a scam, they take the money and they run away and all that stuff. So it was a bummer for us, but she learned a lesson, I learned a lesson, and I was like, don't ever make any account anymore, just leave it, just forget it. And she was like, okay fine, I learned my lesson, I'm not going to do any stupid things anymore. So that is what was happening in my side. Now you have to hear what was happening in his side.
Well, this is interesting because they scammed her mom and then they called my mom, and this just happened you know, they happened to call my mom and they were like, hey, we are calling from hardik.com and we saw that you are trying to make a profile. Well, my mom was trying to make a profile on shadi.com or something else, but they maybe saw the profile there and picked up the phone number, called my mom, and they were like, hey, we saw that you're looking for girls for your boy. We have a profile and we can give you the profile. You know, I don't remember the exact amount, X amount of money. They said the same thing, like you pay to us and then we'll give you nice profiles. So my mom said, how can I trust you? And in order to gain the trust, they said, okay, we'll give you one profile with few details, one or two profiles with few details, with all details and the contact, and you can verify that these are the legit profiles. And they gave her profile to my mom. And when they gave her profile to my mom got the profile, she saw the number and everything, and then I don't exactly remember if she made the payment or not made the payment yet, but then she finally called her mom and say, hey, I got this call, I got the profile of Tanya, your daughter, and then her mom verified that yes, but hardik.com just scammed us, it never came back. So I don't remember after that, maybe my mom didn't pay the money, I guess, or what happened, I don't remember. But then that's how basically our moms started talking, and they verified each other that yes, I'm looking for a girl, I'm looking for a boy, and then finally they said, okay, let's get the numbers exchanged, and so they can start talking to each other. So when it comes to exchanging the numbers, what did your dad say?
My dad was like, it's okay, just give the number. He's anyways in US, he's not gonna go meet her or something. So just give the number. We don't know what is gonna happen, so just give it.
So it's funny because at this point, nobody was confident and comfortable, and you know, it's like just things happening the way they were supposed to happen in a weird way. So that's how we actually ended up getting each other's number. And then comes the time for our first call.
So my mom called me first, and then she told me, I've given your number and this, and this guy's gonna call you, just talk and see how you like it. I was like, what am I gonna talk? I don't even know that guy. Then she was like, just talk about your hobbies, what you like how normal every parent says that you can talk this, just be free, be yourself kind of thing. So I was like, okay, fine, but I'm very nervous, and I was in Delhi that time with my friends staying at my flat, so I was like, oh my god, everyone was excited, but also I was very nervous because I was like, oh my god, I have no idea what I'm gonna talk. It was something very, I've never done something like that. So.
And I was, at the same time, my mom called me and gave her number and shared her profile with me that, hey, this is the profile, and I was like, okay, well, so I'm here in my mind because I was supposed to call her. I had India calling, so I was sure that she has been waiting for my call. I'm like, okay, how do I start the conversation? What are we gonna talk about? Only one thing that was a little bit clear from her biodata that came to me is like she had a little picture with a puppy, and so I had in my mind that maybe she liked dogs, and maybe that could be one of the topics where we can lean to start talking about it. And then we called. It was obviously an awkward call, but I don't remember exactly, but we did talk about food, we did talk about pets and stuff like that.
I mean, the conversation just went on, and it was very comfortable.
So that's how our first call went.
And then after, like, I think that was our first call, and then we did one or two more calls, and then we decided to do a video call. And my god, I mean, phone call was alright, but then when we decided to do a video call, I was freaking out more. I was like, Mom!
And then when we decided for the video call, I didn't have Skype and she was on Skype. And
I didn't have an iPhone, so I did not have FaceTime.
So I was like, okay, and I think WhatsApp was still in the process of these video calls. It didn't exist in 2015, if I remember correctly.
Did we do Hangout or what?
I think we might have done Hangout call, and then because I didn't have Skype at that time, I mean I wasn't using Skype at all, but then anyways we decided to do the video call. I find a perfect spot in my apartment, and then I did a video call.
And I was trying to find a perfect apartment in my place. Like, I was just making sure the curtains are fine and I get a good spot to sit there and I can talk, and I was just, it was just going like that.
And then it was funny, in every video call the background was same. Exact same background. While I'm like roaming around in the apartment, and I didn't have a lot of furniture and stuff. It was a bachelor's life, so I'm like roaming around and I'm like talking, and her background always stays the same.
Because it was a perfect lighting and perfect background, so I did not want to move from there. And once he even even told me, why do you always sit in the same background? I was like, I was so nervous. And then he said this, and I was like, I don't know.
So well, I think in this process we were almost in the month of April 2015, and that's when our Roka ceremony happened.
So we had no idea that this day is gonna be a Roka ceremony. I just knew that we are meeting his parents. His parents are gonna be there. My dad couldn't make it because he was busy with his work, and even he didn't know that it's a Roka ceremony. So he was like, it's okay, you guys are just going to meet, so that's fine.
There's a thing. I mean, let us tell you where everybody was, because that's the key in our Roka ceremony. So I am still in United States. I didn't travel to India for my Roka ceremony, okay?
Yeah.
Your dad
was in Assam.
Your Nana
Nani were in Lucknow.
Your Mommy
were in Dubai. And me, mom, and my brother, we went to meet his parents.
And they met in Delhi.
Yeah, we met somewhere between Delhi
and Meerut.
Yeah.
So my Mausi lives in Meerut. So my mom and my Mausi, they were going to meet her. Now this is the thing. She or her family didn't knew it's gonna be a Roka ceremony, because that was the conversation that only took place between me and my mom. And I was telling my mom a couple days before that, hey, I really like this girl. I think we have a very good connection. You know, we like similar things after so many video calls and chats. And in just 2 months, I'm making that decision. And I think we spoke, and she was also comfortable and all that. And then I told my mom, say, hey, you go prepared. I think you should just do the Roka. And that is the reason it happened at so last moment. And my mom was like, okay, well, what do I gift her and all that stuff. And the similar thing was going on their end. So your mom, in the meantime,
she was like, I don't know whether it's gonna be a Roka or what, but let's just buy some fruits and dry fruits, and because we're gonna meet them for the first time, so let's just go there. I got ready and everything, so we reached the hotel like I think 1 hour before, and then I was so hungry, I was so nervous, I was like, let me just eat something. So I just, before even his parents came and everything, I ate everything, and I told the guy, just come and clean the plates and just change the plates and everything, just make it new again kind of thing. So that is how we were waiting for them, and then they came.
And then when they reached there, I think those guys met, and then everybody else who we just told you on 5 different places, they were like computers and mobiles arranged, and I sat with my friends from here, like my bestest friends were with me, so we were like sitting, and those guys just changed above the waist, and they didn't even bother to change, and we are like in this perfect frame, and we are like sitting on a couch and ready at 5 a.m. because to match their timing in India, it was 5 a.m. and my friends were so mad at me, and they're like, oh my god, what do we have to do for you? And when we 4 of us are like sitting all dressed up, I was like completely dressed, but they didn't bother to change below their waist. So everybody looks so posh in the frame, and we are ready at 5 in the morning, which was the weirdest thing I have done, by the way.
And I was sitting there in the middle, like all dressed, and I was so nervous because there was his mom, dad, his Mausaji, and
I think Priyank was
Kitu
there.
Kitu was there.
And then Yashu was there. And then
my brother was there. So everything was going on so fast.
5 computers and mobile phones.
Looking at me. And I was getting so nervous because everything was happening so quick. Like, just make her wear this, and now she's upward, and she's saying this, and I was like, what is happening? We just came to meet today, and what the hell did just happen, kind of thing.
So basically, long story short, our Roka ceremony was an online ceremony when her dad wasn't there, I wasn't there, Nana Nani wasn't there. So people were scattered throughout the world, not just India, and we did everything online. So that was
even before we never met till Roka ceremony. We never met.
We haven't met yet.
Call and video call,
it's just phone and video call. Yes, we haven't met yet.
In November 2015, we met for the first time.
For the very first time in November 2015, somewhere around Thanksgiving, I booked my tickets for 5 weeks. Took a day off, weeks off for 5 weeks, and then I started to travel around Thanksgiving. So it was pretty much around 24th November when I hit Delhi, and then
so we decided a spot. And
we booked the same hotel to stay and spend like
hotel. His mom and dad went to pick him up from the airport, and we also reached Delhi. We went to the hotel and everything, and
then you guys came to our room to meet. they came to our room and she gave me a cute coffee mug because we both happen to love coffee. So she gave me a coffee mug, but she was so embarrassed giving me the coffee mug because
some of the
you couldn't find a better picture.
Yeah, I couldn't find a better picture.
It was very cheesy, and I'll try to post that coffee mug somewhere on the screen here. I'll just try to put that coffee mug here so you guys can see. But yeah, so we met for the very first time in November 2015, which is like
before 10 days?
Yeah, that's like 15 days before we were actually about to get married.
Yeah.
That's when we met for the first time. So that was funny.
Yeah.
And
like when I knew that he has reached the hotel, even I'm in the same hotel, we are in the same hotel, but we haven't met till now. And my mom was like, "Get ready, let's go." They're just in the other room. And I was like, "Mom, I'm freaking out." Even though I've spoken to him so many times, video call, but still meeting him for the first time, I was like, "Oh my God," kind of thing. I was happy, but I was also very nervous.
And then we went to that mall.
We went to that mall in Saket. It's called Select City Walk.
Yeah.
It was my favorite mall that time in that area.
And I think we were living close to that.
We were like just 5 minutes away from that mall. So we went there just to roam around, spend some nice time. Like all our families were meeting. My dad was meeting him for the first time. His mom for the first time. Everyone was meeting each other for the first time.
I was meeting her whole family for the first time. And then her dad was meeting even my family for the first time or whatever.
Yeah.
No, they have met before actually in between when they came to our place to finalize things.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But this was the first time I was meeting her entire family because this is the time I straight traveled to India.
Yeah.
And then we in the mall, and then we decided to eat some
Punjab grill. Yeah. We had dinner in Punjab grill.
That was the first family dinner, very first family dinner.
So like eating food in Punjab grill. I mean, there was a very nice moment for me where I was very happy that thank God I chose this guy. Was because first of all I was not well that time. I had very sore throat and blocked nose and all those things, so I was not able to eat much. But when I see non-veg, I get so tempted, so I just take it in my plate. And we were having lamb.
We were having lamb.
Something lamb dish,
chicken,
some appetizer.
Like
so he was sitting next to me. I was super nervous, but still. So I just started having, but I couldn't eat anymore because of my nose block and all that stuff. So it was just in my plate, and then he asked me, "Are you eating that?" I said, "No, I'm just full." He's like, and then he took it from my plate and he ate it, and I was like, "Oh my God, wow, he doesn't mind eating like the food that I don't know able to eat."
I mean, I'm a very extroverted guy. She was a very shy girl. And so she was still nervous, and since I'm very comfortable talking to people, being very extrovert, and she has this plate, and she is like, she has a sore throat and stuff, so she wanted to eat but she couldn't eat it, and now she's more embarrassed. She's sitting with her in-laws and everybody for the first time, and she's food in the plate, and she doesn't do that. So that's why she was like a little bit concerned. I'm like, "Oh, you can't finish that? Oh, I'll eat it." And it's very natural for me to do something like that. Until this moment, I didn't even know if she was very impressed with that thing.
Yeah, and honestly, that was the only moment I felt like, oh my God, I have chosen the right guy for me. Like, I'm super happy.
Well, it was too late in the process, though. I mean, we were meeting for our wedding. So, anyways, and then comes December 9th when we finally moved into the venue.
Yeah. So my whole family, we all came to Bareilly because we were getting married in Bareilly. The hotel and everything, so we all came in, settled in, and after that hotel thing, after the Select City Walk, we did not meet after that because he had to go settle up things and everything. I went back, so we did not even again meet. And we met on 9th.
When you came to the hotel.
That was the time we met, and then we had to practice for our dance.
So our dance practices were weird because she was having her own schedule, even though we were in the same hotel. I was with my cousins and everybody, and there were Sangeet practice going on, and the choreographer was hired, and then that choreographer, I would call him in the morning when she was free for some time because so many ceremonies were supposed to happen in those 3-4 days period. And then so she used to come, and then we are dancing, and she's very nervous, and
I was so nervous,
and I'm trying to make her comfort. Hey, it's gonna be like a salsa, so maybe I'm gonna lead, so don't worry about the steps, just be comfortable and things like that. And it's funny that during our actual dance performance, we didn't do anything that we learned.
Yeah.
I pretty much just let her because she was so nervous, and we'll come to that in a bit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, after all these dance practice, it was December 12th, 2015, our engagement day.
Yes.
When we get engaged. So, engagement has a couple of funny stories.
Yeah. You want to start with that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so first of all, at our engagement, we actually took the biggest group selfie ever.
Yeah.
And I promise I'll try to find out that selfie and post it somewhere in this video. The biggest selfie that was taken at our engagement, and then so
we were very nervous. I was actually very nervous about him.
And then I planned that I'll play this song from Bruno Mars, I Think I Wanna Marry You, when I will actually go on knees. I mean, it was actually too late, but I actually want her to give her that feeling. So she didn't know any of that. So when the rings came out, my bestest friend, he played that music on a cue. He had a cue, and then he played that music, and then I asked her for the ring and all that stuff, like event on knees and stuff like that. So that really got me the best ever reaction from her, because she didn't know any of that, and she like literally jumped as if she got proposed just now. Though we were just one day away from a wedding, so it was very funny, but at least she got to feel that. So that was, I'm really glad that I did that. But we were so nervous. We were giving these champagne classes, and how we were supposed to drink
we were supposed to drink something like this. And this is so easy, and I was not able to do it that time.
So we were supposed to drink like this, and we were like going like this, and we were like trying to feed each other, and we were like not sitting out.
What happened was, my hand was like this, and he was able to drink it.
Yeah.
And I was just like this. So it was so funny that time.
So it went so awkward and funny on the stage when everybody is looking at us and we are not able to drink the champagne. So that funny, and then after that we had those chairs, sat down when everybody was performance. And what is one thing that you have been asking for from Yash and Nitish?
I was telling, get me a drink, because I'm so nervous. Get me a drink.
And that's not it.
Cool it off.
He was like, if I have to make it through, I need a drink, and the drink has to be transparent so nobody knows the bride sitting in the first row is actually having a drink at this moment. And her nani was right behind beside her, and she's like, make sure you're not drinking, make sure you're not drinking.
Don't drink too much.
Okay, don't drink too much. And she was nervous enough, and she wanted to have a drink, that's it. And then finally we had our performances and everything, and then we went for cake cutting, and then we went at the back. And then this is something that we did, another funny incident, that I told the server there that, hey, could you prepare 11 tequilas, just 11 shots, and take it to the room. I appointed him to take it, and then me, her best friends, my best friends, my brother, her brother, we just decided we all gonna meet in that room, and then we are just gonna have one shot, that's it. So we all decided that, and this waiter, this server, we were like meeting and greeting everybody, and we were standing and talking to some elders and our friends' parents and people like that, and this server came right there. Bhaiya ji, hum drink leke ja rahe hai udhar. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed, and I'm like, you didn't have to tell me, that was the whole plan.
We specifically told him that go there quietly and
wait.
Just
wait. And then he's like coming and telling me in front of everybody, hum shorts leke ja rahe udhar. And I was like, oh my god, this is the most embarrassing moment in an engagement. But anyways, we just went there, we had that one shot there. And it was fun. So that
is how the evening went. It was nice. We all had so much of fun. And 13th December is the day we got married.
13th December 2015. So we finally got married, and of course from the marriage, I think the two most funny thing that happened to me were, number one, when there's a culture ceremony, when the groom actually sits on the ghori. I told my mom that I'm not gonna sit on a ghori. I don't like it. They sometimes jump and freaks you out and things like that. And since I was scared of that to happen, it actually happened. So he brought the ghori, and then these band bajas started playing. So she actually got a little nervous because they were like playing right in front of her. And then the ghodi wala, she didn't fed her well or something, like chana jo khilate wo nahi kiya tha, and something went happen. And then as soon as I just took one step and started doing, she like jumped, and my jiju actually saved me because there were a lot of iron pots behind it. So if we could have fell, then it would have been like a bloody bad there. So luckily that didn't happen, but that ghodi jumped and I got so angry, and I was like, take it away from me, I'm not gonna sit on this thing. I sat in a car and went to the temple for these next ceremonies. I didn't sat on a ghodi. And then, so it was just a ceremony. Technically I was just go on a chariot by 4 horses. So, well, guess what? I have very good friends. And so there was this Barat gathering point where we all gathered, and then you know Lorenzo, so she knows one of my best friend Lorenzo. He's a pet animal activist in India, and he like has a shelter for animals and things like that. So he can't see an animal being abused, and he was at my wedding. So out of the 4 horses in my chariot where the Barat was gathered and everybody was coming and gathering, and we were supposed to leave, 15 minutes before we were supposed to leave, this guy saw a horse who was wounded, and he went and scolded the ghodiwala and said, take the ghodi out, she's not gonna pose because she is wounded. And I didn't have any objection to that because that is something right to do. I'm not gonna abuse an animal. So he asked him to take the ghodi out, and then ghodiwala was a little bit like, who are you to tell me, and things like that. And he said, okay, I'll get it confiscated, your ghodi is gonna go away, you better take it out or it's gonna go away. So he took the ghodi out, and then the replacement of a ghodi is coming now. So we are all waiting for that to happen, and then after that we actually so well, that was a funny thing that was happening at my side, and we started with a wedding procession.
And then he came to the what is it called? Barat area?
No,
Barat area reception, and then I was there, and then I went down. My mom was like, it's time, come on, let's go. So I went down, and then I had a chadar that I wanted to walk under. So I wanted a beautiful chadar, and because they also wanted to make it beautiful, they make it so heavy with that iron rod.
So they made it with a iron for stability, so there is not a flap.
And I just wanted like 4 people to carry the chadar, but there were like 40 people carrying the chadar from us because it was so heavy.
Iron to make the stability.
But it was so heavy and everything. But at last it was all beautiful. I went there to the stage, and Varmala thing happened, and all this thing happened.
So all the other ceremonies happened, and that is how we actually met. And that is our little special love story behind us. And then January 3rd, 2016 was the day when we came to US. So we came to United States on January 3rd, 2016, which marks the end of this video of how we met. But before we say goodbye to you guys for listening, thank you so much for listening to our story. And before we say actual goodbyes, go enjoy some of the wedding clips.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.